Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome to another episode of Around the Reef. Guys, guess what? I just got back from Las Vegas with my friends Ty and John. And what can I say? We did Vegas right. We just did everything you're supposed to do in Vegas. Partied our ass off. Lost money gambling. Saw Steve Aoki. Yeah, it was a great time. And since I was in Vegas, there was some crazy news stories that dropped that I want to talk about. So I'll start with some Laker news. Then I will move into the Trump-Biden debate that I'm dying to talk about. And then I want to save a little surprise for the end. So let's just dive right in. So the NBA draft happened while I was traveling to Vegas. And the Lakers had the 17th overall pick in the draft, who they used on a small forward from the University of Tennessee, this guy named Dalton Knecht. Dalton Knecht is a sharpshooter. I believe he won SEC Player of the Year. And he can just shoot the ball, which is something that the Lakers really need. So I think that was a solid pick. But I'm going to assume you have not been living under a rock because you know that that was not the most newsworthy draft pick the Lakers made, because the Lakers had a second round pick who they used on none other than LeBron James's kid, Bronny James. Can you believe it? This is going to be the first time in NBA history that an active father and son combo are going to play in the NBA. And they're going to play on the same team. Can you just imagine when Bronny James throws an alley-oop to his dad? That's going to be the craziest thing we've ever seen in sports, I'm telling you. But yeah, no, I mean, Bronny, I don't know how much he's going to play, but I like the pick. You know, I think it's low risk. You know, most late second round picks don't really pan out that much. So, you know, whatever. We're having fun. We picked Bronny James. So I think it's going to be cool. But yeah, what a draft. Okay. Now I would like to talk about the other big news story that I missed when I was in Vegas, which is the Biden-Trump debate. This is kind of a unique debate. I believe it's the first one in American history that we've had two presidents do, because Trump was a president and Biden is the current president. Usually it's like the president and then somebody that's never been the president. But in this election, we got two guys that have been president before. And obviously, you know, most of the news has been around, you know, Biden's performance. Biden came out, you know, a little under the weather. You know, his voice was not very strong and he wasn't really finishing a lot of his thoughts. He was kind of just trailing off, you know. And Trump, say what you want about Trump, the dude is just a maniac, but he actually doesn't look bad. I mean, compared to Biden. And at least, you know, he's a decent communicator. I mean, he says stuff that you can kind of follow, whether you agree with it or not. I mean, people always talk about like, well, who won the debate? Well, I don't know. I think America lost. I mean, you know, it's just crazy to think in as big a country that we have and as many bright people, this is our choice. Biden or Trump. So I don't know. Did you guys watch the debate? Do you even care what's going on? You know, a lot of my friends don't vote, which is unfortunate. You know, I encourage everybody that has the chance to vote or the eligibility to vote, I say you do. And, you know, you should at least know a little bit about what's going on. So, you know, it doesn't take that much effort to kind of know what's going on so you know who to vote for. But you should have an opinion on some things politically. I do think that's true. Also, I wanted to mention that when I was in Vegas, I had the pleasure of going to UFC 303, It was just crazy. It was one of the craziest sports events I've ever been to. Of course, Conor McGregor was going to be the headliner on the fight, but like 2 weeks before the fight, he pulled out, which was unfortunate. In fact, most of the people that fought in UFC 303 were like new additions that were kind of like called up on short notice. But it was a great fight. I also had the chance of meeting some celebrities before the fight, which is kind of wild. As we're walking into the stadium, we saw this guy, Nick Nair. He's like a social media star. But anyways, he was like we were like crossing paths with him as we were like going to go into the arena. And he couldn't have been nicer. He's like a super nice dude. And I believe John saw Nick. He was like, yo, that's Nick Nair. And I know what he looks like. So I was like, oh shit, that's him, you know? And so we just like crossed paths with him and we just like dapped him up. And yeah, no, he was like really nice, cool guy. And then when we got into the stadium, we found our seat. We were sitting in like the same section as the Twitch streamer Neon. So yeah, no, it's just cool. You know, celebrities are real people too. Okay, now before I wrap up this episode of Around the Reef, I was telling you I had a surprise. And that surprise is I'm going to tell you the 3 greatest songs that have dropped since the year 2000. So without further ado, let me dive right in. Coming in at number 3 greatest songs since the year 2000, we got You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. Guys, this is a great song. If you throw this song on at the right time at the party goes to like an 11, okay? So yeah, You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift is the 3rd greatest song since the year 2000. Okay, coming in at number 2, we got The Spins by Mac Miller. You know, what can I say? The Spins is just a uplifting song. R.I.P. Mac Miller. All right, without further ado, coming in at number 1 greatest song since the year 2000. Drum roll, please. We got Down by Jay Sean. Guys, Down by Jay Sean, I don't need to explain it. It's just the greatest song ever. So guys, that is this episode of Around the Reef. And I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope you have a safe 4th of July. And I can't wait to catch you another time on Around the Reef.
Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.